Yeah, we're still. Yeah, we're.
You just like we're still recording. I was like, is this going? I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start like so. Hi there, my name is Erik and I play bass, as I always say, and I'm here with Mr. Gonner Green. And we just did a rig rundown, and I forgot to do the greeting, so we're gonna do the greeting now, and you're gonna see the rig down now.
Next month. This was just something I got for the interim. It's a little dusty because of my dumb skin cells.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Stupid skin cells protecting you from sunlight and everything.
Yeah, I know. They really are a nuisance, but yeah, I've had a great time with this bass.
It's gorgeous.
I've already kind of wiped off some of the varnish, I think, or some of that with my just doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, battle scores.
Yeah, exactly.
Are these the series parallel switches?
Yeah,
or?
so I'm a little confused as to how these work because I thought, like, it seems like these pickups are wired similarly to a precision bass.
Okay.
So like and those are series pickups as they are. So like I don't really understand how it works. Because if you open the pickups up in the back, it's basically just a precision bass.
Okay.
Situation.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I basically just leave it on one setting. I just leave it on the jazz pickup setting and it's in series.
Okay. Yeah.
Which you know that whole. These two in series is like the sound of Nolly and
you get
it's so recognizable. It's kind of that Stingray
sound. That spanky bite tone.
Yeah, but I'm more traditional. I like the old school jazz bass sound. So
is it a 4-way toggle switch for the pickups?
Yeah, this was just neck solo, these two. The jazz bass setting and then the Stingray-ish setting and then bridge soloed.
Okay.
But I just leave it on jazz bass.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then the one they're building for me now does not have EQ because I like the sound of the preamp engaged, but I never use EQ. I mean, I EQ on pedals.
Is it the Darkglass preamp? Or?
This one's the Glockenklang, which I don't like quite as much. The Darkglass sounds better to me.
Yeah.
This one has a lot of high end that I'm never going to use, especially with a very highly saturated sound.
No.
I end up cutting it out anyways, but the Darkglass is more musical for this context, I think.
Is it a low F sharp or a B?
No, it's a B.
Okay.
Yeah. I had the low F sharp for a while on my NG3, and sounded cool.
Yeah.
Sounded cool, but I don't know. There was just something with a thick string like that. I don't know. It just didn't respond like the other strings.
Yeah, it gets a bit overwhelming, I think. Like when you have that girthy string, it's like
I mean, and plus you kind of have to play with distortion with it, otherwise you can't hear anything.
No.
So yeah, I went back to the normal B setup, and and I put
the old hip shot.
The hip shot on there, and just get down to low A. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all anyone needs, really. But
yeah.
Because sometimes we'll play tunes in A.
Yeah.
The guitars will go down and play whatever.
Yeah.
Anything lower than that, I haven't found much use for.
No. True that.
Yeah.
You could always kick on like an octave pedal if like.
Yeah, and I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I have my Boss OC2 that I never leave the house with.
You never leave it home without it.
Yeah.
The brown box. That's Brian called it.
Old '80s brown box.
Yeah. So what model is this?
This is a Z3.
Okay, Z3.
So it's Canadian made.
Yeah.
Which I tend to prefer the Canadian made Dingwalls, and the one they're making for me now is not too dissimilar. It's just got a Wenge neck instead of maple neck.
Yeah.
Back there.
What a beauty, can it?
Please, I think I don't know much about that kind of thing, but I like the way Wenge looks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with that. I haven't found much tonal difference. I mean, there is, I guess, slightly.
Yeah, there's.
After you put distortion, like saturation and that compression, it's pretty negligible in a mix to me.
Yeah.
So get rid of the EQ. And that'll be it. And it'll be green. Big difference. Big difference.
Yeah, but still. I did a kind of funny mod on mine, like homemade mod. I switched the places on these two pickups, but left the toggle switch the way it is. So that way I get the more precision style tone from that one.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. Because I saw your like modified P bass.
Yeah.
With the 3 pickups.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
So so it's. I mean, you can do a lot with these like 3 pickup combination basses.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, I kind of want to do that.
So
it would be so much more. I mean, because I tried to kind of do that anyway. Like I don't use the middle pickup.
No.
So
But that way you get that one soloed, and I mean, so it's
that's smart.
Yeah, do that when off tour, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I have to have someone else do it because I don't know anything about it.
It's pretty easy. Just take them out and switch places. It's pretty easy. So even I could do it.
Well, I mean, you seem to do a lot with your basses.
Yeah, but I'm not a big soldering guy. I'm kind of scared of the soldering iron.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
What picks are you using?
So I'm using these are the standard Tortex Flow 0.88 millimeter gauge. I guess they're not Tortex, are they? They're just the standard Flow. We just had custom printed picks made by Dunlop. But they weren't done in time for this tour. You know, they've got our recent artwork kind of printed on it. And our
Dunlop weren't done.
Yeah, they weren't done. They weren't done. They were still going lop.
Yeah.
not Dunlop at all.
Not Dunlop at all. No.
Yeah, but they're being done for our U.S. tour.
Okay, great.
And and it's the same thing, just with a different image printed on it. Yeah, I've tried the heavy picks on the bass, and they sound cool. Just a little woofy for my taste.
Yeah, I kind of like thinner picks as well. It's like, I think it was Nolly who said it, like when you have a thicker pick, it kind of drags the string out of pitch as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I don't even play that hard. Like, he plays way harder than I do. Yeah. But I still feel, I don't know, I feel like heavy pick just kind of slips out of my hands easier. Yeah. Which I feel like shouldn't be the case. But I don't know. Maybe it's my technique. Who knows?
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy? I mean, it sounds cool for, like, you know, an indie folk setting or something like that. Which, or a country setting, which I've used them for that that scenario, but for a heavy rock band, I think these thinner picks work. Yeah, and I use my fingers, of course. Yeah, you altered quite a bit, like during the set. And less so these days with like our Vector and Virus albums. A lot of riffs, a lot of guitar, like low guitar riffs, and I just I don't know, I just don't like the sound of clanky fingers.
I totally get that. Yeah.
It's just not. I mean, maybe it's just the way I play. I don't like it that much. So. Switched the pick for those riffs. On our recent album, Fun, I tried playing that John Mayung kind of style on a song called Elvis Never Forget. Like
the big song.
The long one. And it sounds cool. I actually liked it, so I'm kind of experimenting between both. But it's so much easier to be consistent with a pick. Yeah, I
mean, it totally is, especially for like riffing and when you're logging in with the guitar players. Like
it kind of blends the guitars with the bass totally a bit more. It's just less variation in the sound. Yeah. When you're really going for it. Yeah. I find it. I don't know. I'll stick with the pick for a while until I can develop my technique enough to constantly play like John Mayung. But who can do that? Yeah,
it's like you got to hit it like a sledgehammer, and then you have the issue. I find when you're playing with your fingers that once you like play with a different finger, you have moved a bit. Like when you play with a pick, you always hit at the same spot.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we play with three fingers. That's such a wide tonal variety. And obviously you can
of course you can narrow it down, but still it's like
it's still a little bit. And plus, my callus on my index finger is so much harder than these two. Yeah. So there's tonal variety there, and it annoys me. So I just and I do a lot of that kind of one finger thing anyway. Just naturally, like as a fan of like Motown music, things like that. Like it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good enough, but I need to play with the pick. I just need.
Let's leave the finger playing for the pros.
Yeah, let's leave it to the people that know what they're doing. So that's Jim.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Do you have any backups with you, or is it just?
No, I've never had a backup. I should, but I've never had any issues. And I've been touring for 9 years or something. Never had anything break. Never had a string break or.
No. Yeah. Knock on wood.
I know it could happen.
Yeah. But still, I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's in a case, a hard shell case. Yeah. People are handling it well, so.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what strings are you using? It's not.
Yeah, these are the Dingwall strings.
Okay, they. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are the stainless steels. I was kind of experimenting between the nickel and the stainless steels just to see if there were any differences. And the only difference I can really hear is actually there is. I can't really hear a difference. No. It's a little bit zingier, maybe, but pretty negligible in a mix. I think it just feels different. It's a little stickier. Yeah. So I think I prefer the feel of the nickels, and the tension's slightly lighter.
It's a 127 on the.
It's a 127 on the B, and then I think a 98 on the E. Yeah. So I would like to have those gauges on the nickel strings.
Oh, okay.
But no, those are 130 and 100 with the nickels. But it's still, I like the the high tension. Anyway, it's kind of nice, especially with pick playing, aggressive.
Yeah, and you get
playing.
that piano feel in a way.
Yeah, and you know, when you go down to A, it doesn't feel as slinky.
No.
Which is nice. Don't get as much rattle.
Exactly. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, the Dingwall strings are great. I've never really tried anything else. They work.
Yeah, and they fit as well.
They fit, and yeah, I mean, I've played, you know, Diodarios and Ernie Balls on my standard scale basses that I don't use with Haken, and they sound cool, but you know, these sound just as good to me. Yeah.
You were with who was it was Ken Smith in the beginning, or?
Yeah, well, I never worked.
No.
Yeah, I bought that bass for college when I went to I was at Indiana University in the States, and experimenting with you know, electric bass and upright bass.
Yeah.
And that one, yeah, I don't know, didn't work for anything but that style.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was that nut, that metallic nut. It just gives it that weird sound.
Yeah. Cool sound, but weird sound.
Cool, but weird. And I don't think with a pick, I'm very picky with how basses react with a pick. And that one just didn't work at all. I didn't think, but it was cool bass, but not for the style that I ended up playing. You know, I thought I was going to be a jazz guy and ended up being a metal guy. Yeah. So, yeah, Dingwalls are just the best that I can find as far as pick response. Yeah. Like it just the difference between playing with fingers and pick isn't, you know. It's not as huge. You know, I play a Warwick with a pick. And I just like, I don't, this doesn't sound right to me. No. Play with the fingers, it sounds amazing. Yeah. I play with the pick, I'm like, that's not
And you did, you played with, it was, after Ken Smith, you used...
The Zon.
Yeah, the Zon, yeah.
Yeah, I love those, but those are great basses. I had, let's see, I had one Sonus, I think they're both Sonus basses, 6 strings, and I loved them, thought they were great. But once I played one Dingwall, I was like, I think this is...
Yeah, I mean, the 37-inch on the B string, it's like,
Can't beat it.
No, especially for, like, modern metal.
Yeah.
And I kind of find, like, I've read this, quite a few people have said this, like, most 5 strings sound great on low B, but once you get to the high G or high C on 6 strings, like, you get that big difference in, like, sound, whereas the fan fret or multi-scale kind of benefits, like...
Yes, oh yeah,
the entire
both
range.
Sides. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, I have a 35-inch Mike Lowell PJ. Yeah. It sounds great, but you kind of have to compensate with string gauge, because if you play your standard gauges on the high G, it is tight. Yeah. And low B, I use like a 135 on low B. Yeah. Feels really good, but yeah, it's just I have to kind of... I change the way I play to make everything sound more even, which you don't have to worry about with a Dingwall.
No, exactly.
Of course, you know. So I think it should just be a standard thing. Every bass should be built like this, and always should have been built like that. Yeah. But of course, like, I love P basses too. Yeah. So there's a character to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Totally. Yeah. So pedals.
Yeah. Let me get my pedals out. Where'd they go?
Bring them pedals out.
Yeah. I'm pretty simple when it comes to pedals. Just more out of necessity than anything. I can throw the bass out, or there's the very simple pedal board.
I'm just gonna go check this camera. Okay, works.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah, I've changed things up a bit. Everything's dirty because of the road. You know how the road is.
Yeah. The road is long.
The road is long and full of dust. Yeah, so, you know, everyone uses that. Yeah. And I've been a huge fan of these tiny pedals recently. There's more and more of them coming out. I think Darklash just released a noise gate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did a demo.
You did a demo. Yeah, I saw that. So I might want to change out my ISP decimator for that NSG. But yeah, so tune or whatever. Use that all the time. And then this is my favorite new pedal. Well, these two are my favorite new ones.
That's a really cool one.
Yeah, Empress, I think it's a Canadian company.
Yeah.
Empress
Compressor. Made in Canada.
Oh, bingo. Cheat sheet there. Yeah, I mean, it's just a standard compressor, but I love this little 500 hertz notch. Oh. That's my favorite thing ever. It adds a slight amount of harmonic distortion, which in a mix you can't really hear, but it sounds cool to me. But it just kind of, dips out of that 500 range, which, you know, isn't always that useful on the bass. I think it just brings it to life. You know, kind of makes the bass sound less direct. Yeah. And as someone who does not use amps live, that is a good thing.
Yeah. Tasty.
Yeah, so I love that. So I run it pretty hard, pretty consistently in that -4 to -6 dB gain reduction range. So I leave that on all the time. Yeah. So when I'm playing lightly with fingers, it's not really engaged whatsoever. Then when I'm playing with a pick, it's pretty consistently.
Yeah, it clamps down.
That
pretty slow attack, quick release. Just
Not I don't.
The transient through.
Yeah, I think it's like 50 milliseconds on both. So I've got maybe, I don't know, like 30 milliseconds attack, and then release as slow as it goes, or as fast as it goes.
And a 4-to-1 ratio.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty standard. I'm sure someone that knows more about compressors could find the ultimate setting, but this works for me. Yeah. Classic Boss OC2. Everyone's got one of these, or should. I was using the 3-leaf Octave. Which I liked a lot. And for whatever reason, decided to go back to the simple. Because I was only using the OC2 setting with it. So I was like, I'll just get Japanese. I think it's either Japanese or Taiwanese. I can't remember which one it is. But I cut the connection to the second octave. Whatever. Yeah. This thing doesn't work. So it just kind of it boosts the gain of the pedal overall. Because when I would use the octave 1. By itself, cut the dry signal completely, level would drop a little bit. Below the direct signal. So I opened it up and cut a wire. I don't know what it did. And this was louder. So that was nice. So now I mostly just use the classic, sub only setting, and then I'll just bring the direct in for one section of the set. Use that a couple times, and of course noise gate for either a noisy venue or just to, if I miss, if I'm muting and I miss something, it just quiets everything down.
Yeah, and quiets down the compressor as well,
Yes, 100%, exactly, And this creates a bit of hiss as well, but this isn't doing anything with that because it has an effects loop.
I was just gonna say, but still,
it's not it's not a huge amount of. But yeah, this is my favorite new box. I love this thing. Italian company, Jad Freer. Audio. It's just a preamp and saturate machine.
That's very cool.
I run it pretty hot. Gains in that 2 o'clock area, and it's very dynamic. So if I play lightly with fingers, it's not. Not terribly saturated. And I dig in, and it's beefs up a bit. I don't really do much EQ wise because we have a sound guy, and they know more about that than I do. So I don't go crazy with EQing. I just bump a little bit of that 800 hertz area. That's it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And you can go between like a clean sound and a more.
Well, so there's 4 different saturation circuits in here, I think. So there's a blend of 2 different ones. So I think on this side it's very. What's the word?
J style, is this? I don't
know. I literally have no idea what that stands for. But it's more of a focus on highs and lows. And as you turn it towards this F side, it's more of a low mid focus, which is what I typically go for. So I'll just leave it kind of in that area. And then there's a B side of another saturation circuit that I don't use. It's just too much for me. And blend like the dark glass stuff, which I love the dark glass stuff, but I found myself using less and less distortion these days. Just kind of having a more consistent sound, and as opposed to switching from clean to distortion. It's just too much for a bass player to think about. I'll just play and let my the pick, attack, and finger dynamics do the work. Like a guitarist with their volume knob or whatever.
Does this one have like an XLR output or?
So it's got that's the nice thing about it. It's got a direct out in the back.
And a preamp
out.
There you go.
Yeah, so you can record a DX signal along with an affected signal.
Oh, that's very nice.
Lovely, and it's got little effects loop there, which I have used in the past. I'm not using right now. But so I throw a chorus in there or delay, whatever you want, so it's not going into the.
Exactly.
The saturation. It's just post all that good stuff. So it's like an effects.
Very tasty.
Very good. God damn, that is loud.
That was the catering. No food for you today.
Someone's ordered some ice.
I think so too.
It's a pretty simple setup.
And Chuck's DC7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. There it is. I love this thing.
Yeah, me too.
I love anything universal voltage. I'm freaking out about. So it's got like 7 isolated outputs there, and powers the whole board, and it's low profile. It's like this thin.
It's amazing.
And this tiny little pedal train, and I can fly over the world with it, you know.
Yeah. You used the XFX like previously, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used it for a while. I still have one. I have an XFX3 at my house. But I can't make it sound good with a bass. I've tried. Yeah. It's just, I can't do it. Other people can do it. I can't. I can't figure it out. Same with other modelers. I just can't. No. You know. I mean, I've seen people that post videos, and I'm like, that sounds fantastic. It sounds amazing. And I try. I'm like, I don't know how they do it. No. Like, I don't know how you do it. You have the Quad Cortex. It sounds amazing when you do it. And I've tried. I put one amp on. I'm like, I can't.
I hate this. What?
Yeah. Well, how does he do it? So yeah, it's just too much for me.
Totally. I totally get where you're coming from. Like,
yeah. I just don't have the know-how to make it sound how it should.
Yeah, and you have plenty of gigs as it is, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this works for me, and but I've never used an amp live either. It's just, again, too much to think about for me. I can't. I'm like, I don't want to travel with an amp cab.
I always hear like, you're too loud on stage. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna turn it down.
I don't want to make someone carry it for me. It's just like, tiny. I can handle this. Yeah. So I wish I could, make a Quad Cortex or an XFX work. And so many people do. And the guitarists using the Quad Cortex, it sounds so good. I'm just too dumb to make it sound good. I mean, if you need help, if you get one and you need help, just hit me up. I'll hit you up. You know how to make it sound, but you sound great with it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You get all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just nerdy.
I think that's. I mean, I'm nerdy about certain things, but when it comes to bass stuff, I'm like, just give me a OC2 and a preamp, but I'm good. Yeah. And I mean, if it works, it works. So. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you get on with your day job now. Thank you. Yeah, I'm on tour and still doing my 9 to 5 more or less. Yeah. Just like 9 to noon.
Throughout different time zones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me.
Oh, thank you. It's good to meet you finally, and let you get back to your family.
Yeah, we never did an introduction, so we're here with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should do an introduction at the end. So now the rig rundown is done. Maybe rig rundown is like copyright. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was like Premier Guitar.
Yeah, I think so. So this was a rig explanation.
Yes.
Or something.
A rig. This is a rig.
So this is what he plays. Or something, I think I named like the first thing I did in this style, like, so what you're playing. So
what am I playing? This is what I'm playing.
Yeah, so you're gonna see it right now. Ding walls.
Ding walls. Everyone's got them now. Yeah. And a couple pedals and boom.
Yeah. Done. Bye. Subscribe.